Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Coming live from Frankfurt Heart, Children of God. I usually try to do one of these or so a year because there's so many people that are being, well, in the groups that I keep up with, which is a different group, but more independent journalist, up and coming journalist, independent usually. Anyways, there's been a lot of assassinations in the groups that I keep up with, and some of them are labeled as suicide, and some are just blatant murders out in public, and there really is a lot more of them, and it's hard to keep up, and I am shocked at this one because of such negative around someone's death. Like, it shouldn't have anything to do with how many points I agreed with a prominent figure, viewpoints. If they had a positive influence on even just a certain demographic, for instance, Charlie Kirk, we certainly wouldn't agree on all levels of conservatism. I don't know if you could even label me as a full conservative, although I have very strong leaning conservative beliefs, but they're not all strong leaning conservative beliefs. So that's where him and I would, but it would probably still be fun to have debated with him while he was alive. One demographic that I was always impressed with was when I saw, he certainly upset a lot of youth too, but at the colleges, but when I saw a shift with abortion, that was why I embraced his mission, his ministry, what is when he could shift. He could finally crack. And there's a lot of characters or prominent figures that do that. They'll go out and they'll challenge the youth about, but there's so much more. And he would get the wall too, but he could break the wall down and they could understand the hypocrisy of, so you're vegan, but you kill babies, and he used strong language, you know what I mean? He wasn't for the faint at heart, but outside of all the beautiful points that he's left now, a beautiful small family behind that's young, and this is a sad time for too many. So there was other things that I was impressed by, but I also didn't agree with him on many things. I think he may have been a warmonger, so that makes it rough for me, but not enough to hate him. He had some contradictions of beliefs you know what? He's dead. That shouldn't matter. But what I do know is, like, when I hear people saying that they're relieved and they're happy. Now, I can understand with a couple choice characters that are running the world that are genocide maniacs, that when one passes, I'm sure we feel a glimpse of relief. But that's not what Charlie Kirk was. I think he was very much so, I hate to say poster child for family, man and woman, children, I don't think he was necessarily like, just keep popping them out, but I bet they were going to, like, so what? That's what they want to do. They have the money to do it right. Pop the kids out. I don't care. This is just a lot to say that I don't think we shouldn't mourn like a Hitler character. We should be relieved this person's finally gone, but we also have to think, where does that terrible spirit go? Went a hope to the pits of hell to never return, but then it seems that communism remanufactured. Oh no, I don't know Charlie Kirk, and that shouldn't have nothing to do with his death. He had a positive influence in many pockets of our society, very much so. He was the last thread to a gate to the kids, to the youth, about the importance of a, if you want to call it a nuclear family, you know, mom, dad, a few kids or more, or two or whatever. And I saw him turn a good share of abortion freaks, maybe not fully over to non-abortion, but I tell you, that was a hard cookie to, or hard egg to crack, because it would be like a third generation feminist he was dealing with, these youth. I wouldn't have the ability to do what he did. Maybe to a certain degree, but I would still need to be with other people that could assist with the youth, the barriers, but I don't know. I'm going to do my own research, but I'm more concerned that many people, I guess they thought he was like kind of a white supremacist, but that they're relieved that he's gone. And I'm trying to figure out, like, is there something I'm missing? Is there something, was he a big warmonger? What would propel people to hate him so bad? I found him to be delightful in his own right, even like I said, if I didn't agree with all of his very traditional, in some instances, beliefs, but I could still embrace his fervor for his traditionalism, conservatism, or whatever, conservatism. All right, so that was my farewell, and I really it actually did really bother me. I saw him as a light, and but I did see him as such a big light. What happens to a big light? Sometimes it gets popped off its lid, and he wasn't. I don't know if it was him specifically I saw, but it was, gosh darn, it spooked me for a minute. I don't remember what it was. I don't know, maybe he got threatened. I don't know, I don't remember. He would get threatened. I don't know what it was, but one of them, I was like, if they don't seriously chill out, some loon is gonna shoot the lighthouse out or something. And it really bothered me. And I think he was one that flashed up. Am I going to tell you the other ones that flashed up? No, I'm not. It's not an important part of our existence is to know which one of us is going to get our heads popped off. Mine should already be popped off. I make jokes about 9 lives, but we're really getting, I'm not a cat, I'm a human. I think I'm human. I don't know. I don't think you've ever seen your veins rebuild themselves when they were all smashed from what happened with the tase, and like literally like smashed out, but you didn't know for sure. You were just having mental, but then you realize that no, they're not like they were, but you're breathing and your heart is working, and that's like a miracle again. And why would God let him be taken? Oh man, what a sad time. Charlie Kirk, too young. But as a man that raised me said, don't worry, honey, only the good die young. So, well, I guess that would be Charlie Kirk, Tom. Who's Tom? The man that raised me. But he's dead too.